Come on. Come on. Right, glorious day out in the sun with my dog who loves to be out running about, but I thought I'd take this opportunity to record a little bit of a vlog, something that's current for me and it might be for a lot of other people at the moment. Is what do you do when you've just completed your ear goal, your ear race, the event that you've been training for God knows how many months. And a lot of people, I don't know if you're like me, but you hit that slump when you finish the event and you just struggle to get motivated again, because depending on the event it could be a long time before you can pick up another one. If you've done a spring marathon, for example, it could be autumn before you look at doing another marathon, and quite frankly you don't want to lose all that fitness you've built up. Or it could be even longer. For myself, my ear race was the rat race, the Wall, which was a 70-mile run from Carlisle to Newcastle, and it's took a lot out of us. I've just come at the end of a couple of weeks recovery, so mainly taking time off, a couple of easy runs, get out for jogs, stretch my legs, that sort of thing. But now, because it was such a big race, I've got nothing in the calendar. I did have a mountain race in the Lake Districts booked, but it's been cancelled now, so I've got nothing else in for the rest of the year, and I'm yet to find and pick an ear race for next year. And quite frankly, it is too far out to start training even for an ultra, because you just burn out. So that's what I want to talk about. What do you do when you've hit your ear race and you hit that slump afterwards? You don't want to lose your fitness, but also your motivation seems to seep away. You're full on training, full on, loads of sessions and all that, then all of a sudden everything you've been aiming for, it happens. Whether you were successful in your goal, whether you're unfortunate and missed out, it still happens. So what am I going to do now? Yeah, basically that's what I want to say. That's what I want to talk about, not say. Let's have a look at the scenery around here. Out for a walk around the fields and the woods. But yeah. So just look at that. Come on. You gotta feel privileged when you live somewhere where you can get out like this. There's a dog sniffing. She likes to sniff at everything, or kick with the bum every now and again. Come on. As I was saying, my year goal this year was the rat race. It was 70-mile ultra, and it's the hardest, biggest event I've ever done. I had quite a few years doing Ironman. I did 12 iron distance races. Then I was poorly for some time, and I've come back and I've focused on the running. But everything I've done has been endurance based since I did my first Ironman. 2006, so nearly 20 years ago. And I'm not getting any younger. I'm quickly approaching 60. I'm too old, too fat, and you've just got to make the most of what you've got. You can't dwell on, I kind of do the things that I used to do. Look at the things that you can do. Like today, I'm out for a walk. It's not much, but I'm out for a walk with a dog, and you enjoy it. So just take the opportunities of doing the things that you can do. But for me, as I've said, nearly everything I've ever trained for since 2005, I would say, when I did my first marathon, has been endurance based. Marathon, Ironman. In the last couple of years, I've getting into ultra running. I'm not very good, I'm back of the pack, you know, but I get out there. I've done 2 ultras this year, 3 or 4 last year. As I said before that, I did quite a few Ironman. So it's purely been endurance. I'm a slow plodder. But just for a change, just to change it up, I'm thinking, let's have a look at some speed. Can someone my age, and my weight and size, improve their speed, their 5k? I've never really focused on 5k. I've done 1 park run. 1. And all the time it's been about, which, according to me mates, is a bit scandalous since the amount I go out running. But I was thinking, if I focus on pace and speed, I could do a park run block. How much can someone my age, who's reasonably fit, but although it's endurance fitness, my age and size, how much could they improve their park run in, say, an 8-week block? I've got no ideas what I'll be able to do a park run in. Me Garmin, it suggests about 25.5 minutes. Don't know if I'll be better than that or slower than that, don't know. But this next weekend, it's Sunday as I record this, so in 6 days time, on the Saturday, I'm going to go down and do Riverside Park Run at Chester Street, and I'm going to give it me all. I'm going to set myself a benchmark. I'm not going to cheat, I'm not going to take it easy to make it easy to improve. I'm going to give it me all. Set a time and set a target. So then I'm going to do an 8-week training block. I think I might even have a week's holiday in there, so we'll see how that goes. But I'm going to do an 8-week training block, then go back and see if I can improve my park run. At nearly 60-year-old and 15 stone, can someone improve? Still, the speed. The aim is to try and make sure I don't lose all the gains I've built up doing all the hours of training for my ultras, but also just to give a little different focus, get some speed in my legs. You know, I'm a plodder, as I've said, and it's good to try different things. Ooh, I'm in the shade, under the trees. The dog's just looking at us like I'm daftly walking along talking to a camera. But yeah, so can I hit, I don't know. I know parkrun has this thing called percentage age group. Can I hit 70% for my age? Can I hit 70%? Can I get top 5, top 3 in my age group? Maybe it's not, maybe it's get nowhere near. After all, it depends on who turns up on the day. And I believe this Saturday has actually got paces out, Saturday coming. So I think that's a good one. If my watch says I can do 25.5 minutes, I might try and hang on to that 25-minute pacer as long as I can. It's not a very good strategy, but it's the one I'm adopting. I'm just going to run with a 25-minute pacer as much as I can. If I can get to 4k and hang with them, we'll see if I fade or if I can pick up the little pace a bit and come in and under 25. But that's my thoughts, because that slump, as I mentioned, after you've done your areas, there's so many times it hits me. Every time you focus half the year on training for some huge event, and it's your be all and end all of your training. You focus on it, you committed to your training, you try and stay consistent, you try to recover well, you try to eat well. Not that I did, because I've hit 15 stone, as I've mentioned before. But everything you're doing, exercise-wise, is about that one event. You become so single-minded, and then it's gone, it's over. And me, 18 hours running, Others might be a long distance triathlon. Others I've done long distance walking events. You know, it could be, that could be your focus. You know, it doesn't have to be a race, but when you focus on it for so long and then it's done and you've completed it, or even if you failed at it, you lose that momentum in your training. And each year when you sign up for something new, you end up having to start again. It seems a bit of a waste, especially as you're getting older, wasting all that fitness. But yeah, I know I'm sounding like I'm monking on a little bit, but for me, speed. I've done years and years of focus on distance, and now I'm going to have a block on speed. So in the next vlog, it will be my park run, so I'll bring you along. We'll go out and run the park run, and we'll review what I need to do to improve. I'm going to spend a bit of time putting together a training plan, because as I say, as you're getting older, you can't train as hard as you used to. So we'll look at how many workouts I can fit in there. Do I need to include cross training? Am I going to continue to maintain some sort of long run? All those questions I'm going to have a look at over the next few days, and hopefully have those answers for when we record the park run. So for now, I'm going to get back to me walk with the dog and just enjoy the countryside a little bit. So catch us in a bit. Come on. Come on. This way. Right, going to get over the stile here. Just going to pop over the stile. I have to put the dog on the leader, and then I'm going to cut across a farm field. I'll cut it down there. I think I'll talk a little bit about secondary targets. You know, yes, the main target is going to be to improve my 5k, to get to 70% age group. I may change that depending on how we'll go next weekend, but it's a rough idea, that's where it's going to be. But we'll get across this stile, put the dog on the leader because cut across the farm field, and we'll talk about secondary goals. Catch you in a moment. There's the dog eating grass. Anyone else dog a bit daft like that? Come on, get your leader on. Right, let's have a look at this. Right, how nice is this? Just look at that one. There's the stile we've just come over. I'm going to head down. This is Beamish Woods in front of us for those who know the area. I'm going to drop down to the woods, get out of the sun a bit for the dog. It's starting to get a bit warm now. But come on. Let's talk a bit about secondary goals. And for me, I think that's got to be to try and drop some weight. I'm an age now where weight is one of the biggest problems, you know. I put on weight too easy and it's too hard to take off. And as I said, I normally do training for ultra events. When you're doing a high volume training, you can't really go on a cut or diet or whatever you want to call it. You can't be running negative calories, a calorie deficit. You can't be doing that. But so this, because I'll not be putting as much volume in, I don't think, could it be an opportunity to drop some weight? I weighed in it a couple of days ago. It a shade under 15 stone. I think it was 14 stone 11 and a half, which 15 stone we'll call it. And so that's what, 208 pounds, 95 kilos, that's quite heavy. Yes, I'm quite tall, I'm 6'2", but it's still quite heavy. It's a lot of weight to carry when you're on the bike or running, especially going uphill. So I think, yes, we'll try and drop some weight. See if I can get close, get below 200 pounds, get down to say somewhere between 14 stone and 14 stone 4. Don't know what that is in kilos. I'll stick it on the screen if I think of it. But yeah, so that's a primary goal, improve my park run over an 8-week training block. And a secondary goal of drop some weight. Hopefully dropping the weight. I've got a little bit of problem with blood pressure. Hopefully dropping that weight will help with that. It'll help, maybe help with my cholesterol levels, I don't know. But it's bound to have a few health benefits. You know, like a lot of you out there, I like a pint. And I don't intend over this period to become a monk. So I intend controlling my calories and being really strict through the week. And still having a few pints on the weekend. You know, I'm a northern, I like a beer. So, yeah, so there it is. Primary goal and secondary goal. The dog's hyper. Let's have another look. Just pull him. Let's have another look at the dog. Yeah. She likes being off the leader. Once we get out this field, I'll let her off again. So there we go. Yeah. Let's get across this bridge and we'll drop down onto the sea to say, ooh, no style here, I nearly fell over the fence. Take her back off the leader. Come on, let's go across the bridge. So here we can drop off the bridge and drop down and head up the sea to sea. So as I was saying, this is Beamish Woods. Down that way you can come off to the Beamish Museum, but we're heading upwards. Come on, this way. Or a stair, there might be a bike. It's a bit overgrown. Nice and cool now, we're in the dappled sunlight of the woodland. So yeah. Just bring you back to have a look at the view up here. The dog eating grass again. But yeah, so lucky to have this sort of thing on the doorstep. Spend a lot of time training on these trails around here. I have trail runs, intervals, walking, cycling. You know, running, training doesn't have to be one thing. When you've got things on your doorstep, make the most of it. Clara, bike. Yeah. Oh, it's a runner, it's alright. Where are you going? Morning. Yeah, well, as I said, that's where we are, and that's where we're looking at going. Can it help me get over that post-event blues? You know, oh, there's the sun blurring the screen out. So can it help us? You know, everyone says sign up for something else, but when the things you sign up for are so far between, you know, it's nice just to have these little goals in between. So, right, I will definitely call it time this time. Off we go.